Today I want to talk about something that quite a lot of parents find really challenging, and that's a clingy baby. A baby who wants you, a baby who holds on to you, and anytime you walk away, you try to visit the bathroom or go get yourself a drink, your baby's crying unless you're carrying them and taking them with you. That's intense. It can be really overwhelming sometimes for a parent. A little bit of it's lovely because you're like, this baby loves me, but it can really be too much, especially if you were used to having your independence before becoming a parent, and now you have this little creature who will not give you any space to breathe. It can be overwhelming. So what can you do when your baby has this intense attachment? I'm Roya. I teach infant communication, which is a mix of baby sign language, baby body language, and elimination communication, pottying your baby. I have helped hundreds of families deal with communication issues with their children, to have develop a better bond, to be able to be the calm, confident parents that they want to be, to help parents understand their babies and to give their babies tools to communicate without the crying. Let's stop the crying. And having this stress-free communication means that you can kickstart language development in all your family languages. I have trilingual children and we love to support international families here. So a clingy baby. When you say no to a baby that's clinging to you, they cry and they cry and they cry. And sometimes your baby manages to calm themselves down and go and play with something else and do something else, but a lot of the time they just want you. So you have to hold her, you have to hold him, you have to wear them on your back, you have to be sat on the sofa with your baby on top of you. You can't put them down when they're sleeping, they have to be on you. So this is really difficult, and I had this to an extent with my first child. He was quite clingy. So I know how hard it can be, and we're under pressure too, as moms, as parents, to to be there while they're crying and stay there with them. And the whole crying out method is, nobody wants to do that. So how do you deal with it? Like, what do you do? Well, I've got 3 tips for you today. Okay, because I want you to get through this tough, exhausting, anxious period. I want you to get to the other end and survive it. So the first thing I can say is what I say about most parenting problems: this too shall pass. Okay, this was my mantra for most of the infant years. But the first tip that I would like to share with you is to remember that your baby is their own person. They are a capable, autonomous little person. Your baby is not helpless. Have you ever thought about it like that? They are dependent on you. They need you, yes. And they need you for food and keep them clean and safe and all those things. They are dependent on you, but they are not helpless. Your baby has a potential to learn so many things. Let's encourage this autonomy, this idea that your child can actually be a secure person, a competent person on their own. Let's trust our babies. What am I talking about? Most people don't see babies as people with needs and wants that they are communicating. We see this little creature that cries. But your baby from birth is able to entertain themselves. This is something that we don't often think about. Like, we think, oh, our baby's bored and give them the phone, or oh, our baby's needs something to do, give them a toy. But actually, if you notice, even from the newborn stage, your baby is able to spend time by themselves, maybe short periods, and look around. And they are learning a lot just from looking around, from listening to you moving around, looking out the window. Looking out the window is a really good thing to do with a baby that's crying, is take them to a window. Your baby is able to stay by themselves from birth. And the problem sometimes is that we have interrupted that process by worrying that our baby is bored or worrying that they need something to do. And we have taught them to expect stimulation from us. So maybe one way of doing it is to acknowledge when they are independently doing something by themselves, even if it's just staring at the ceiling. If they are laying there or sitting there or even standing there by themselves, don't interrupt them. If they're okay, don't interrupt them. Let them enjoy being a little bit by themselves, as long as they enjoy it. Don't force them, but if you notice that they're there all by themselves, let them learn that being independent is nice. Yeah? So like often people say, don't wake a sleeping baby. I'm going to tell you, don't interrupt a child that is happy by themselves. Okay? Let them learn that it's nice to be a little bit by themselves. And then once they have that confidence to be a little bit by themselves, when you need them to be by themselves, you can ask them to be, and they can accept it better. I hope that was clear. That was point 1. Point 2, be a confident parent. And this also isn't easy, because sometimes we're just like, oh, if I leave her here, she's going to cry, and then I'm going to feel bad, and I don't want her to cry. I don't want to upset the baby. But sometimes you just need to go to the toilet, Mama or Papa. You need to go and have a shower, and your baby can't come with you. So what are you going to do? You can tell your baby what's going to happen in a confident way. Now I'm going to the bathroom. You don't want me to go. I'm coming back in a couple of minutes. Okay, you stay here. You're fine. You've got your fire engine. I'll be back in a couple of minutes. If you're worried about leaving your baby to go to the bathroom or wherever you have to leave them, it could be the same. If you're worried about leaving them at daycare, they will feel that you're worried, and they will become worried, and they will cling more. But if they see that you're confident about it, it's okay. You're going to the toilet, but you're coming back. It's okay. They're going to be at daycare with lovely teachers, and you're coming back. And you tell them what's happening, you will see that they are able to deal with the transition better. You can acknowledge the crying. Oh, you're crying. You don't want me to go. But I'm coming back, and reassure them. Okay? We can accept the crying. It's communication. Okay, when it's communication, which crying is communication, let's face it. So listen, accept it. Oh, you're crying. Oh, perhaps you don't want me to go. Perhaps you want me to stay. I'm coming back. You accept the crying. They are crying. You acknowledge it. You accept it. But you still leave them and go do the thing that you have to do. Okay? You have to look after yourself, perhaps. Or you have to do something because you just have to. Maybe it's something to do with your work. Okay? Your baby is not in charge. You are the confident parent. Put down your boundaries and maintain them, even with a little baby. Okay? Start as you mean to continue. Start from babyhood to have these boundaries, and you can be calm and confident, explain them to the baby, but maintain the boundaries. If the baby cries, okay, accept it, but it doesn't mean you have to pick them up and take them to the toilet with you. I know it's easier to say it than to do it, but little steps. Your baby's feelings are valid. That's why I say we can accept the crying. They're allowed to be sad that you're going away. But don't change your plan for the baby. You are the confident parent, and you are in charge. So take care of yourself. Even if your baby doesn't agree, you're allowed and you need to. So tip 3. This one, well, it's a suggestion that I don't know if you're going to find it particularly helpful, because I'm going to say, accept the clinginess. It won't last forever. Maybe just let your child sit with you. You don't have to entertain them, but maybe they just need to be close to you. Maybe they need you to wear them a little bit. Trust that they need you. If they're telling you they need you, it's probably because they need you. Your baby needs you so much and loves you so much. And that's where it becomes a little bit overwhelming for the parents, right? But if you just accept it, okay, right now she needs me. She'll go when she's ready. Because she will feel that you're calm and confident in her, that you trust her. And then that'll help the baby, him or her, also be calm and confident. And when they feel that the moment is right, they'll go. So for example, if you're in a park and there are lots of other children, you don't have to be like, baby, go play with the other babies. Look, there's another baby. Let's plop you there with that other baby. And then they cry. Instead of, putting them in a situation they don't want to be in, we can accept that they need a bit more time. They might just want to sit on our lap and stay with us while they're looking at the other babies or the other children until they're ready to go. And let's trust our children. So these are 3 tips to help you with a clingy baby. First, remember that your baby is a whole little person and they are capable of being independent and entertaining themselves because they are learning about everything. They find things interesting that we don't even notice. Okay? They look at the light fittings, they look at the clouds, and they find those things interesting. So let them have those uninterrupted moments where they are staying by themselves. Let them learn that it's nice to be by themselves. And then later when they're feeling, that they need you, you can accept that they need you, and they'll know that being apart from you is nice and being with you is nice. 2, be a confident parent. If you're worried, your baby is going to be worried. All right. So when you say that you're going to go away, be confident about it, but tell them you're coming back. Accept their feelings. Yeah, I understand you're sad, you're crying, you don't want me to go, but I'm coming back. And then just go. Don't let your baby decide for you what you do. And the 3rd one, accept the clinginess. It's not going to last very long. This too shall pass. So if your child is holding on to you, it's because they need you, possibly. You'll know from the situation. Trust them. They'll go when they're ready. And they'll grow up before you're ready for it, I promise. Little people. So if you could do with a few more baby communication tips like this, then you know where to find me. You're in the right place. Sign up for your free Get Started guide. You can start improving your communication with your baby today. You can learn some baby signs and it's just going to get better. Tell me how you get on. Thank you. Bye. I won't switch off.